Welcome to Titan Upload Live. Glad you could join us here on the Sunday night to discuss the Tennessee Titans. What 5 options would make sense for the Titans? Of course, if we don't land Clowny. So can't wait to get to that. Again, we always try for 50 likes here. That's our main point, is to get the 50 likes, and then we can call the day. It kind of comes up usually at the end of the show. Hopefully we'll get there before that. But I'm looking at a lot of feedback from you guys tonight. Tennessee Titans Weekly, they brought it last week. It was fun. I shouldn't say last week. It should have been last Sunday. But we had a special time on a Thursday at Titan Upload Live on the network. And it was fun. They really, like I said, after we went off air, Tennessee Titans Weekly and myself caught up. We talked for about 2 hours about the Titans. It was a fun conversation. So it's almost like we might have stopped off air, but we just kept talking about the Titans. And those guys are very cool. I'm glad I met them. I'm glad they came on the channel. And like I said, they got some big things coming in the works. And I urge any of you that have not subscribed to Tennessee Titans Weekly to get over there on YouTube, subscribe to them there, get them over the 1,000 mark. And then they can do a lot of things. From what I have, research, I don't have any connections to get in the locker room. I go ahead and try to get guys on the show. I've been working. I got Mason on the show, which was awesome. But I didn't do that for me. I did it for you guys. And I told Mason too, the fans want to know who you are. And again, Mason came on the show for you guys as well. I'm just kind of the middleman. I'm trying to bring these guys on. I have a pretty good surprise next week. Not a player. Involves music. He's in the music industry, and there is some sort of connection, obviously, to the Tennessee Titans. It's a work in progress, but we're in talks about getting him on the show. I also wanted to let you know I reached out to a coach who's coached like 13 years or whatever in the NFL to get him on Tuesday. And I got a reply, which was awesome. But the reply was, yes, he would, but it would be a financial thing. And I am just no shape to start bringing guests on for money. That's not me. I'm staying true to myself. I'm not going to pay for people to come on the show. But at least he got back to me. So with that, all that being said, I'm fired up. I'm fired up for the Titans, fired up for what's to come here. It looks like the league offices are going to start opening up. It looks like more and more, Iowa, for example, I heard they're opening stuff on the screen, but as far as like stopping the show and then getting to your questions, I want to do that today. I got something planned. Top 5 needs or top 5 guys I think can help this Tennessee Titans team. And when I give you number 5, half of you are going to leave. Half of you are going to just leave the show, probably unsubscribe. You're done with Titan Upload. That's enough. It's the final straw. It's the final, whatever in the coffin. You're out. But just kind of understand what I'm saying and just hear me out before you leave, because when I put number 5 on there, I think some of you will freak out. So we already have a super chat. Wow. Right off the bat. Here we go. I have not seen you on the show yet, but that's okay. What's going on? So it's a T Tarzer 8744 with a super chat. You're getting an applause if I can figure out how to do it. I'm working on getting more audio, by the way. So that's coming. I think you guys are worth it, and that's something we'll get to for sure. So we have 30 likes, so we're doing good there. We're 20 likes away. So keep up the great work, man. Still waiting on Clowny. Yeah, I think we all are. And when I go over my top 5, I am saying, as Titan Anderson's in the house, he's taking over the chat. Awesome job, Titan Anderson. Love that new camera, by the way. But what I was saying here real quick, and thanks again for the super chat, dude. That means the world to me. It just means the world for your support. But what I was thinking here with the Titans, man, that shirt looks good back there. Titan Upload shirt. I got to make more of those and give those out to you guys. So what we got going on is, like I said, Clowny is not in the mix for me. I want him. I believe that it still could happen. Tennessee Titans Weekly agreed. They think it's going to happen last week. But I'm telling you up front, I'm not. When I came up with my top 5 for today, I just assumed, maybe it's me being negative, but I just assumed Clowny was not signing with the Titans, okay? So he's not in the equation. Obviously, my number 1 would be Clowny, hands down. Because we went into that last week. We went in many weeks. Clowny is the guy I think we all want, most of us, not everybody. And I understand there are some concerns, but if you're just going to say, hey, he's going to cost you $12 million, you're going to go the year without using that $12 million on anybody. It's no long-term financial, like 5-year deal or whatever. I'm okay with that because I honestly think we are 1 or 2 players away from this team being a Super Bowl team. I mean, we could have went there last year. Honestly, we could have beat the Chiefs. I mean, honestly, we were up 10-0. Then we're up 17-7 or something like that. We could have beat the Chiefs. So I don't want to sound down and say, oh, if we don't get Clowny, we're not going to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just telling you up front, there are a lot of teams that got better. I'm really with this schedule. I mean, this schedule, I feel like is going to be, based on the teams we're playing, strong defensive teams that can take the run away. Now, we know the Ravens typically came in with a stellar run defense, but we broke that down before that playoff game that basically, hey, the Ravens were going up against a lot of teams that were only running the ball about 5 times against them. Come on, you cannot set up a solid run game 5 times. You just can't. So I did want to point that out to you really quick. You guys are on fire, by the way. We got another super chat. We'll get to that in a second. Thanks, Owen, in advance. So the top 5, super pumped. Maybe I should just keep this going because once I give you number 5, you guys are out. There's a lot of stuff in the works. The website, I'll get to at the end. I'm very pumped about that because it comes, it basically comes with a schedule, and I'm fired up about it. I mean, my wife's fired up about that, so then she knows when I'm going live. But it has I could put the entire month and everything we're doing in there for advance and even put links in there. So all you do is go to the schedule, you click on it, boom, you're into the video in perspective. But let's get on to it. So real quick before I give you my 5, if you have any 5 that you want, I'll get to some of your comments here. So we got Matt Mood in the house. What's going on, Matt? Glad you could join us. Brandon, tighten up. Sin City. I don't think Sin City's ever missed a show. So shout out to you, Sin City. Tighten up, fam. Football season yet. We're getting close. Joshy Boy, Gaming 99. Tighten up. Let's go. Let's see. Al in the house. Oilers struck number 1. Go Titans. Kick some massive tail. Good thing you didn't cuss there. This is a family-friendly show. And sometimes I just throw them on the screen. Oscar, what's going on? Can't wait. Let's go. Oscar was in the house early on. Like I mentioned, Teak already had a super chat, and I can't thank you enough. Tighten up. We got what's up again from Josh Boy Gaming. Billy Scott, what's up? Tighten up. What's up to you too, man? Hope everything's good. The chef's back in the house. What's going on? What else do we have here? DeMario, tighten up. DeMario, there you are. What's going on, man? I hope you're doing well. We are up to 37 likes. Jenner's in the house. Good to have you. James in the house. I agree with Chad. I'm not sure what Chad said, but I'm sure Chad said something really good. Let's see. King Isaac in the show. What's going on? Owen and Harrison. Good deal. So let's keep this going. Preston, what's going on? I think Clowny will sign with us. I hope so. Little Debbie in the house. Tighten up. What's up? Titan Anderson in the house. He is destroying people, living up for the Titans Nation. Titan Anderson, man, the guy who just won the whole Madden tournament won with the Titans. How cool is that? Beat the Bengals, I think, like 14 or something to nothing, 13-0. King Nat, tighten up. What's going on? Glad to have you as well. And look at that. Little Debbie, we got some Titan Anderson fans in the house. Good deal. Now, I want to get to the super chat before I forget it. Owen, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Let's see. I'll give you applause as well. Can't believe Clowny isn't signed yet. It's been 2 months. I know, right? I mean, we got to get him signed. Get him in the house. Okay, so we'll definitely get to yours. So here we go. I'm going to put up number 5, and then we'll bring him back and we'll talk about him. I was trying to figure out the picture-in-picture, but that, you guys know me, right? There's always something. We start on time today. We started on time. That should get a like in itself. We're at 41 likes. Awesome. If you have not subbed yet and you're interested in subbing, I'm not going to beg you to sub by any means, but, I'd love to have your support. We are on the road officially to 3K. And that kind of was the goal, actually. That was the goal to start this thing up, just get the 3K. And you guys have almost got me there in a year, which is remarkable. Just unbelievable. So shout outs to all of you guys for all of that. So let's get into this. Number 5. Are you ready for this? You're going to leave, I'm telling you. But trust me, you got to wait. You got to wait to the end because I will break why. I'm sorry. I just have to have something better. And you'll be like, Bortles is terrible. Bortles can at least win playoff games. He's won 2, okay? Bortles can win at Pittsburgh. Bortles should have won at New England. Bortles beat New England at home. Bortles can beat the Titans. Bortles can beat the Colts. Bortles can beat the Texans. Bortles has experience. He has way more experience than McDonald. I'm not saying to overspend for the guy. The second thing of why Bortles makes sense, because he's mobile, that makes sense. I've already mentioned that. He had a year in the Rams system. Okay, why does that matter? Because Sean McVay is like, if you talk to Sean McVay's barber or wherever he gets his hair cut or the grocery store where he shops, you could get a job in the NFL. Sean McVay is gold. Now, he had a bad season last year, but the Rams might bounce back even though they're $20 million in dead cap space. He had a year. Will Bortles come to the Titans? Probably not. He's actually probably going to re-sign by the Rams. So those of you that are getting mad at me right now, I'm sorry. But the Rams, I think, will end up maybe even re-signing him. The other thing is just the Jacksonville effect. You cannot look me in the eye right now, all of you, and tell me that Bortles was in a great system in Jacksonville. Nobody that goes to Jacksonville succeeds. Foles just got traded for a 4th-round pick to go to Chicago. The Chicago Bears, yes, they messed up with Trubisky. They passed Mahomes. They didn't even call Watson, which is terrible, by the way. Gave up a 4th-round pick. We couldn't get a 6th-round pick for Casey. So my point to this real quick with Bortles is, yes, I'm going to look in the mirror and laugh. I had a Madden highlight. I'm not kidding you. I did a Madden highlight of Bortles for you on this flash drive. Yep, Titan Anderson. You can't get this flash drive, man, because I don't want you scouting my Madden stuff in case we play someday. But the point of the story is Bortles was awful. He was 0 for 3 with a pick. So I didn't want to show you those highlights. You would have got on me. But honestly, I think Bortles, when you look at the system in Jacksonville, Foles was not very good, but they're banking that, hey, it's Jacksonville. That's why it was bad. Bortles, top 5 pick. I mean, we could do worse, right? But yeah, I get it. So you let me know. Did I make any sense with Bortles? Woodall says Blake Bortles is more mobile than Gabbert. Yes. Gabbert was able to win a game or 2. I was at the game he brought us back against the Redskins. It was a good throw, by the way. Isaac, not happy about what I said, but he's still here. So you're getting applause too, Isaac. That's cool. Michael Bond says no way. Just no way. And that's fine. I get it. I don't know if it's laughter and agreement, King Nat, or you're just nope. What else do we got here? Jenner says, I don't know about that, maybe, but no. Okay. Joshy Gaming says, not going to happen, but I will still stay to the end. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Lil Debbie says, Bortles can have the Tannehill effect and take us to the Super Bowl. Well, he almost took the Jaguars. And here's the thing, real quick, and we'll get off Bortles and we'll move on. I just thought it'd be fun to put Bortles up. We do, I think, need Flacco. He's just too old, and he's not mobile anymore. I'm not going for Flacco. I mean, really, you don't have a lot of options, Joe Flacco. So give me the mobile guy. Give me the guy that's somewhat young, experienced, played in big games. I'll take him every day of the week. Let's see. Christopher Stone, what's going on, man? Super Chat City, here we go. We're at 51 likes already. So are we just going to end the show? You guys just want to end the show and be done? Is that it? You're done because we talked Bortles? I don't know. We got to get something going here. So we got Christopher Stone with the Super Chat. And we have, what's up, Tides family? Blake Bortles is an interesting choice. I like your thought of mine. I think I'd rather have Cam Newton. I would too, but I understand your reasoning. Bortles at the vet, yeah, and I think that's what it would be, and it can rejuvenate his career. And think about it this way real quick before we leave the Bortles situation. isn't our offense the perfect fit for a quarterback like Bortles? You know, you're not asking, even Tannehill, in the games we won in the playoffs, they didn't ask him to throw the ball very much. And in games, I really trust Tannehill. I think he can throw the ball very, I'm totally fine with Tannehill. You know, he really won me over last year, and I wanted him to compete. And this is how this whole YouTube thing started, by the way. You know, I went on the record and I said this would be a great thing for Mariota if we had an open competition for that spot. And I got laughed up and down. And I was like, that's the final straw. I can't do it anymore. I got to start my own YouTube channel. And there we go. And that's how that thing was born. So that's a backup quarterback. Next up, the Washington effect. Maybe it's just, it's just like Jacksonville, isn't it? I mean, Jacksonville, Washington, pretty much, you never know what you're going to get with those franchises. I would add Cincinnati to that, which is a foreshadowing of what I'm going to have at number 3 there. But what do you guys feel about that? Would that make sense for the Titans to take Paul Richardson? What do you think? I thought I had somebody leave. Oh, there it is. Owen's got my back. Owen says, yeah, I like him. Why do you like him, Owen? Need another receiver. Chef agrees. Good call. Yes, Gabriel, didn't make my top 5, but Gabriel is on my honorable mention. We'll get to him as well. Iverson Griffin still available for cheap. And Clowny, he's older but still productive. Did you get into my notes? Man? TJ Repairs? Because I think you might have got into my notes a little bit, but that's okay. Al, speed guy, yeah, I mean, 93 is pretty good, right? I mean, he could probably do some things. Doubt we sign another receiver. We have 3 locked in and 3 that are very well liked by the team. Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, they are. But again, you trade Corey Davis, now everything kind of opens you never know with J-Rob, Did you really see, DGB being traded? Second round pick. I mean, he had an okay year, and they gave him to the Eagles for Kelly. Did you ever see him trading for DeMarco Murray? I mean, I didn't see that. I didn't see him trading Casey. So you never know if the price is right, if they'll do it. Little Debbie says, yes, for Richardson. We didn't replace Tajay yet. And we didn't. We got a couple speed guys. I love the Kinsey pickup. I'm not sure too much about Wilkerson, but Raymond, I like him. I'm not huge on Cam Batson. That doesn't mean I don't like him. I root for him and all that, but I'm not like, if you tell me he's going to be our solid 4, I'm not going to be thrilled about that. I mean, that's just me. But again, I'm not cutting anybody down or anything. But, out of this 5, it would be nice for them, I'm thinking, to pick up at least one of these guys. I don't know if we're in the best position right now. I think we're all waiting on Clowny to make that decision. We lost a lot of key guys. I think J-Rob's got a plan. I liked his draft, so we'll have to wait and see. Kind of, got hurt, and he just really never made a difference. I don't want to put my 4th spot corner on Jonathan Joseph for the whole season. Now, I think Jonathan Joseph can help us. I'm not saying I don't like the pickup by J-Rob, but if you could bring in, this is a nickel corner. So, I mean, in Madden, we played nickel defense, and, you could just do where you bring more corners in. You do a pretty good job, against the pass. If you're not going to get Clowny and you're just going to give me what we had last year, you're banking a whole lot on Beasley. Landry, you're hoping he grows a little bit. Correa, when I did that Madden highlight video that I was planning, Correa had a sack right off the bat, so that was cool. But I think the end of the story is you got to have guys in your secondary that can keep the plays alive longer, so then your pass rush can do it. And if you give me right now Denard, I mean, I'm going to tell you our secondary probably one of the best in the league now. I mean, and it also gives you insurance for Fulton in case Fulton is kind of slow out of the gate, right? And you did. I mean, you lost. We mentioned this on the show before. You lost, 2 great coaches, Kerry Coombs, which I think was outstanding for our secondary, and then Dean Pease. So you lost both these guys. And I think Vrabel, he's earned my respect. I don't know how that's going to look if he's taking over the entire defense, but I know those linebackers. We have the best linebacking core, I think, in the league. Long stepped up huge. We know, Evans and Brown. These guys, I mean, Evans was drafted high, but Long and Brown weren't. And I think, when you put them on the field, it really shows that, Vrabel's been working with these guys. So I'm very comfortable, with our linebackers, but I just don't know about I just remember the Colts game when Dean Pease got sick and sent to the hospital for all those tests. I mean, Vrabel, but that was just a terrible game plan from the start. So we'll have to see. But yeah, I would feel more comfortable with Denard as our third. All right. Whoa, Jason is in the house. I just mentioned Colts. There he is. As long as Jonathan Joseph covers TY, I'm good. Yeah, I'm not going to, we didn't bring him in to be a 3. We brought him in for the experience. I still think we got some work to do, but at the same time, I still think, it makes sense, the Texans and Vrabel, but yeah. All right, so let's go with number 2. Throw number 1. I will tell you it's not Clay Matthews. Sorry, Billy. But yeah, Clay Matthews is available. Man, I would love Clay Matthews from like 5 years ago. But I'm not really sure on him lately. And then the Rams cut him. Who do we got? Snacks going at number 1. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. But when you look at Snacks, you pair him with Simmons. I mean, my goodness, you're talking about an ultimate run stuffer. You're talking about a guy who takes on the double team and can still cause havoc even with that. You put double teams on him, I'm telling you what, Simmons is going to be an all-pro. If you decide, hey, we're going to double Simmons, then Snacks could be a guy that just comes out of nowhere again to restart his career. This guy might be your guy that you're like, well, I'm not going to take chances with him and I'm not going to throw him with the locker room. But I think you can tell that J-Rob, he's built this thing from the ground up. Not a lot of GMs can say that. Okay, I know the Colts are working on it right now, but J-Rob has built this thing from the ground up. He is literally taking everything that was not good and he's touched it, and for the most part, it's turned to gold, right? He's led us in 4 years, from 2015 to 2019, led us to the AFC Championship game. He's taken us typically from good to great. John Robinson's made some questionable decisions, but he's made a lot of great ones. So when you look at him, I know your cap stuff is right now I think we have around 19 million in cap room, just under 20 million. You can spend it on Henry. You can go out and sign Clowny. But if you're doing none of those, why not bring in Snacks for I don't know how much? Give him a 1-year deal. Doesn't look like he's getting a lot of interest at this point in time. Bring him in, pair him with Simmons. My goodness, that defensive front, you're not going to be able to run on the Titans. You're not. Landry, you could look at him and say, okay, Landry, he's a speed guy. He's not your typical run stopper. We want him as a pass rusher. It makes his job easier. Vic Beasley, he's mobile. He can do many things. I mean, you could do a lot with this one. Now, you guys are mentioning Daniels. Daniels is fine. I don't have a problem with that. He's a little bit older, but yes, he would be a guy who's coming in with experience. You can plug him in the line as well, and he would be a good fit. Depends on the money. But, I mean, my goodness, this guy would definitely be another guy, just like Clowny, you would have to game plan around. You would have to basically set your offense, if you were going to run the ball, and spend time at practice scheming how to run against the Titans. That's all I'm saying. Is he a perfect fit? No. None of these guys are perfect fits. Why? Because they're free agents. Nobody wants them right now. I've seen Toy Story, right? These are all the toys that nobody wants at this point in time. There's just something wrong with them. Now, a lot of them is injuries and price tags, and maybe we're not sure of their locker room stuff, but for the most part, these are some really good players on my top 5 list. I mean, Bortles, yeah. But for the rest of these guys, are really good. This is they will go live this week, but this is a little sneak peek of the website. You can find it at titanupload.net. Why I love the website is I can be creative, and whatever stories we talk about with the Titans, I can actually write about them and then incorporate that with YouTube. So it gives me more tools to use for the channel and to get more news out. It gives you also a place to find what's going on with Titan Upload Network and what's going on like with shows. I mean, we can do so much. So there's actually somewhere on the site where you can sign up for a newsletter. You put your email in, then I can keep you updated. There's just so many different avenues that we can go here. I've been reaching out to NGB Talk, possibly getting him involved in this as well. But I mean, I already have the Mason Kinsey story as my lead story. And then there's a bunch of surprises underneath. The guy from Marshall, was it Chris Jackson? Did I mess that one up? But the guy out of Marshall that we got. So I'm out. Thank you for everything and Titan up. See you guys soon.